Hey Math Modeling, so I'm going to go through the answers from the previous formative on a video. That way you can go back and rewatch any of these before the test. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to combine our like terms. Okay, that's the step that I've been seeing that a lot of people are forgetting to do. So combine like terms. So what do I mean by that? I mean, let's look on this side. Can 9m be combined with 15? No. What about 12 and 2m? No, but what about 2m and m? Yes. So 2m and m get combined. And I have 3m on this side with 12 and 9m on this side with 15. So now what I'm going to do is I am in a position where I can manipulate the equation and make several equivalent equations. That way we can keep them balanced and solve for m. So this is where we're isolating the variable. Okay, I'm going to get rid of 3m on that side because I don't like working with negatives and I'd rather this one be positive over here. And I'm left with 6m plus 15 equaling 12. I'm going to get rid of the 15 over here. Oh, I got to work with negatives anyway. Oh well. So 6m equals a negative 3. What do I do now? To isolate the m, I've got to divide by 6 on both sides. So m equals a negative 1/2. Why 1/2? Because 3/6 can be simplified by dividing by 3 in each of them. And I get 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, let's look over here. So we've got 25 plus a divided by 7, and that equals a negative 94. Okay, these can't be combined, but I know that that 25 and this negative 94 can be added together. But the only way to do that is to get them on the same side. So I have to remove the 25 on this side to get it over by the 94. This is gone, and I'm left with a divided by 7 equaling a negative, and 4 plus 5 is 9, and 90 plus 20 is 110. So 119. Now it's negative, so keep that in mind. Now a divided by 7, the only way to get rid of that is to multiply by 7. So when I do that, I a equaling a negative 833. Okay, I'm going to bubble in my answers so that way if somebody were looking for my answer, they could find it really quick. Let's look at the next couple. Here we've got a 2/3 k minus 12 equaling a negative 23 minus 7/6 k. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first combine our like terms across the equation because we don't have any like terms on the same side. So if I add 23 to a negative 12, I get a positive 11 plus 2/3 k equaling a negative 7/6 k. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 k from both sides, but 2/3 and 7/6 are not equivalent. So what I need to do is I need to change my 2/3 into 6th. So instead, if I thought about this as a 6th, I would have 4/6 k. So I'm going to subtract 4/6 k on both sides. Okay, so I'm left with 11 equaling a negative 11/6 k. I'm going to multiply by a negative 6/11 because that's the reciprocal. And when I do so, the 11s cancel each other out, and I'm left with negative 6 equaling k. Because these 11s canceled out, and the 6's canceled out, and the negatives, two negatives make it positive k, so negative 6. Okay, in a second I'm going to show you the opposite way that you could do it. Number 4, though. If we look here, I'm going to distribute the negative 3/10 to my w and to my 4. So this is going to be negative for both now, and I get 1.2 equaling a negative 1 8/10. So I need to add 1 2/10 to both sides to get rid of it on this side, and I'm left with 3/10 w equaling a negative 6/10. So I'm going to divide by a negative 3/10 on both sides, and I'm left with w equals 2. Okay, so if I look at another way to do this with the variables on both sides, I could have added the 12 first and gotten negative 11 minus 7/6k, and added the 7/6k over here and gotten a positive 11/6k on this side. Either way you do it, notice that my k equals a negative 6. So regardless, it's the same thing. So when we're doing these, if you need more practice, these are the variables on both sides, and these are the multi-step equation problems that we're working in. Okay, so let's try 5 and 6. If we look here, we've got a negative 2 and a positive 4, so those combine. And then we've got this 3/10 x and this 3/5 x. Okay, I want to combine these, but they don't have like denominators. So we need common denominators, so this would be 6/10 instead of 3/5. So now what I can do is I can take away 3/10 x on both sides, and I'm left with 3/10 x minus 2 equaling 4. I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and I'm left with 3/10 x equaling 6. So I'm going to multiply by 10/3. And over here, these are gone, so I'm left with x. 6 and 3 share something in common. I can totally multiply this straight across. 60 divided by 3 and get 20. Or I can simplify within the problem and get 2 and 1 here, and 2 times 10 is 20 right off the bat. All right, over here, these already have the same denominators, but look at these. These are improper fractions. We can change them to proper fractions if they're even, if they're going to come out as a whole number, or we can change them to common denominators. I know that 21 divided by 7 is 3, and I know that 14 divided by 2 is 2, or excuse me, kidding, 7. And so I'm going to rewrite the problem. So now I have 1/2 x minus 3 equaling a 4/3 x, but it's negative, plus 7. So I'm going to add 3 on this side, and I'm left with 1/2 x equaling, oh, where did I get 1/2? Just kidding. Man, I'm really messing that one up. Good thing I'm showing all my work, so I knew what I was doing wrong. 1/3 and 1/3, there we go, equaling a negative 4/3 x plus 10. Okay, so I'm going to add 4/3 x on both sides, and I'm left with 5/3 x equaling 10. I'm going to multiply by 3/5 on both sides, so that way I can get x by itself. And over here, I could multiply straight across, or I can simplify within the problem, which is what I love to do. 2 times 3 is 6, and I'm done. Okay, so now let's look at some situations. A ticket to a concert are $32 each. 5 friends want to purchase their tickets together. So if we have 32 times our ticket, that would equal our total price. So we have 5 friends that want to go. So if we multiply 32 times 5, $160 equaling our price. All right, you get $12 for every lawn you mow. One day you also receive $5 in tips. If you earned a total of $101, we know that goes on the one side of the equal sign because it's the total. That day, how many lawns did you mow? So we earned $12 per lawn. I'm going to use an L for lawn. And I always tell people what my variable means. Okay, and I made $5 in tips. So I'm going to remove the 5 from both sides, and I'm left with, let's get rid of that. I'm left with $96 equaling my 12 lawns. So if I divide by 12 on both sides, I mowed a total of 8 lawns. All right, and that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in class. See you next time.